my name is Yulia. I'm a former Fulbright Fellow from Ukraine, and this is my YouTube channel where I interview Fulbrighters from all over the world. We talk about study abroad, cultural exchange, and the scholarship that made it all possible. Today, the first time when I interview two people at the same time, Yakiv, a Fulbrighter from Ukraine, and his wife Marianna. Both of them are musicians, amazing people, and my former roommates, so I'm very excited that you guys came today. Thank you, and please introduce yourself.
So, thank you for inviting. My name is Yakiv Tsvietinskyi. Yes, I'm a jazz trumpet player, composer, and also I taught for a while, so probably kind of teacher, educator. So, yeah, and I'm finishing my master's here at Western now.
Hi, my name is Marianna Tsvietinska, and I'm an opera singer, and I am wife of Fulbright Scholar.
Mm-hmm.
So probably the first question will be to you, Yakiv. Why did you decide to apply for Fulbright? What you were doing before that? How did you come up with this idea?
That was I know many jazz musicians from Ukraine, and many, since we have problems with jazz education in our country, unfortunately, many musicians try to apply for different programs to study with great musicians, with great teachers. There are programs in Austria and Germany, and people just try to, get this better jazz education. And I knew that there are two jazz musicians, Fima Chupakhin and Bogdan Gumenyuk, who also applied for Fulbright. They passed, and Fima did his master's in William Patterson University, which is near New York, and he currently, as I know, lives in New York and plays with great musicians. And Bogdan Gumenyuk, who did his master's in University of Arts in Philadelphia, and they're both incredible musicians. And basically, I knew that they got Fulbright grant, and I figured out, okay, what's the Fulbright grant is, and I decided, why not? I need to apply for Fulbright, because that's the thing that gives me some really good opportunities. So that was the decision.
I see, and probably for those that don't know much about jazz in Ukraine, you mentioned that there are some challenges with it. So can you tell more about that?
Yeah, there are. Challenges are, unfortunately, almost probably in every city that has some kind of jazz department. Or the problem is, in many cities there are no jazz departments. And the Soviet Union history, Soviet Union was not happy about jazz, since jazz is really American culture that promotes sorts of freedom and creativity and open-mindedness. And so jazz, during the Soviet Union, jazz was really limited. It was prohibited, then it was unofficially prohibited. It was like during 1950s, 60s, post-war period. And the problem is that many teachers in Ukraine, music teachers, still have that post-Soviet kind of attitude towards jazz musicians. And I don't know, they create the image that jazz musician is unskilled, with alcohol abuse and with problems with drugs. So jazz musician is like amateur musician who doesn't want to practice and live better life. So
something not
probably
classy enough, I guess.
Yeah, and jazz is probably the opposite, in my opinion, because jazz actually requires more practicing, and I don't know, any music performance requires practicing, but jazz is really complicated creative art form, and it's it takes a lot of time to learn how to do that. And that's the main problem, since and even big conservatories who have jazz departments still have pretty much post-Soviet approach, which means that's not quite jazz education. It's more like Soviet pop music education. I know. So jazz, like young jazz musicians, they just struggle with that, and they try to get some better position in this world to to actually have access towards younger generations and give them better knowledge, and probably that's my idea, and that's the purpose of my Fulbright grant is to, learn the real jazz educational system and create something that will fit the realms of Ukrainian life.
Got it. Oh, that's impressive. So going back to the Fulbright question, like when you applied, did you believe that you will get it, or it was just like one of 1,000 applications that you sent?
Yeah. I didn't even think that I will pass. I don't want to say like I believed or I had doubts. Thought like, yeah, I will try. Why not? I'm just using the possibility. And also the nice thing about Fulbright grant that the application doesn't require any financial contributions. You can just apply, so it was not hard for me. It took a while to write that essays, as I remember. But I just I didn't expect that I will receive that email that I passed to interview. So yeah.
And why do you think you received that email? Why do you think you were selected? What made you special?
I don't know. Probably because I probably the Fulbright liked my story, so I did a lot of educational projects during my college years. I don't know, music college years and conservatory years, and without knowing what I'm doing, I did a lot.
I see.
So probably that's the thing that attracted Fulbright comedy. So yeah, I remember I did different like clubs to just get students together and improvise, and we just learned together. And later I became and I did my education on jazz department in Dnipro Conservatory without jazz teacher, which is also really it was a little bit weird, since you have 5 years of music education without a teacher, and I don't know. So I became first teacher and that trumpet teacher on that department, and probably they liked this. Probably I believe that's the thing that they liked.
So to me, it sounds like your stronger side was that you convinced them that you can actually exchange knowledge, and like whatever you bring from the United States, you will spread it out, and that what impressed them, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I believe so.
Great. You guys knew that you received scholarship and you're coming here. Like, did you knew from the beginning that you're coming here together, or you first came, then Marianna joined you?
Yeah, it was a kind of complicated situation. We actually started dating like 2 months before I moved out. And and I was sure that I will take her with me.
I didn't know that. I was thinking he's leaving and I will wait here for like 2 years and maybe more.
Practical.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was really sad for me.
Yeah, I know. I decided, okay, I need to bring her, and since we were not married, it was really complicated. We decided that she will come just visit for like a few months, so she will not quit her job in Ukraine, and she will just spend some time here, and we'll go back, and we'll wait for next summer. And after that, we thought that we'll go together and we'll marry, and but it was a really complicated thing because Marianna didn't get visa first, because they didn't, they don't really believe in dating. Like it's not a form of relationship, and Marianna didn't have any visa history.
Tourist visa or Fulbright spouse visa?
Oh no, she didn't receive a tourist visa first because we were not married. That was the challenge. And then I just, I went back to Ukraine during the winter break, and we got married. And after that, it worked out.
Well, I'm happy for you guys, and so it sounds so romantic, and Fulbright connects people.
Yeah.
So, Marianna, what did you feel about that, about coming here? Like, I'm assuming that you had to quit your job, and like, what did you feel about that? What you were going to do here, and I don't know.
First of all, I was thinking about that I am going to support and just be here for my husband, to help him with anything I can. And I was living my previous life there in Ukraine because of love, and I just wanted to do everything here. And of course, I had hope that I will find some opportunities here, because I don't want to stay at home and just do things.
Housekeeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, having an opera singer as a housekeeper is like having a jet pilot, jet fighter pilot working as a bus driver. Probably,
Right.
I don't know, maybe even worse. So.
Right, makes sense. And did you have any opportunity to, I don't know, study, work to advance your skills or use your skills here?
I'm trying to take everything I have here in the musical world. I'm taking classes with one of Western Michigan professors. I'm trying to find some knowledge about classical vocal studying here, because I want to bring some information for my friends, for my students, and I really want to help my department and in conservatory where I used to work. I really want to develop this huge profession in our country.
So it sounds like Fulbright got like 2 exchange students in one.
Yeah.
So we have another person that is completing the mission here. That's awesome.
I think if she would apply to Fulbright the same year I did, I would be the dependent.
I'm sure that you can get Fulbright Scholarship as well. Knowing you will definitely pass it. You will adore all of them.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, you came here separately, so you probably have 2 different answers about what was your first impression about Kalamazoo, the town where you spent 2 years now.
Okay, I will go first.
Well,
I came
go
first,
ahead.
so I will go
Okay,
first.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so before that I spent a month in Philadelphia doing intensive English program, and really, felt really overwhelmed. It helped a lot, it was an incredible experience, but it was still really, I was really tired after preparation for the education itself. So, and after that I was in New York, and I don't know, it was just a lot of pressure. I don't know why, big city rush, and I didn't know a lot of people there. I knew few people, and those few people were very busy, so I just walked around by myself. It was really sad, and when I came to Kalamazoo, where when people are smiling in that little plane that flies here, like you have like little bus, flying to Kalamazoo, and people just, they're so family oriented, they're really kind and open. And when I came here, I felt that, yeah, probably I'm home now. I'm at home. And I look at that little tiny cute airport with that tiny little planes in it. It's just adorable. I don't know, it's just cute. And
it's very hard to get lost in that airport. I would say impossible.
Yeah, it's basically one room, with doors, exit and plane entrance. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kalamazoo was a big relief for me after previous month. Yeah, probably that was my first impression of Kalamazoo. Also, first person I met in Kalamazoo was Iraqi Fulbright student picking me up on a Ford Mustang convertible.
I guess I know who that student was.
Yeah, so probably it was really interesting impression, but yeah, it was wonderful. I know. What about you?
I had really good first impression too, because I was prepared. Yakiv told me about this is the nicest place, you will come, you will love it, and everything. And when I came, I met a lot of joyful people. I met a lot of musicians that were expecting me, and they everyone was saying, I've heard so much about you. We were waiting for you. We are so happy that you're here, and welcome to the US. I really like this place. Especially I love to walk or drive through those, private houses, regions, because this is houses that I used to see in American movies, and it was really, really beautiful for me. And all this year I was just driving and staring at those houses because I really love how they look. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we are driving around, and she's like, "Look at that little cute house! Look at that little cute house!" They're just.
I'm trying to take pictures of every house that I see. It doesn't work really.
If you want to see Kalamazoo houses, follow Marianna on her Instagram.
Yeah.
And so, were your expectations met here? Like, what you were expecting, what you will see here, academically, culturally, before you came here, and what actually wasn't here?
So before, I had a little, kind of a little disappointment, since when you apply for Fulbright, you select universities that you want to apply for. And Fulbright selects universities they want to work with because they have some certain connections, and also it's about, finances, different prices, different, some universities try to find some middle ground price-wise and do some discounts and things. So the problem is, all the universities that I selected they couldn't afford them. Even I passed the auditions, whatever, and they said, "Okay, man, you're going to Kalamazoo." Said like, "Okay, give me some choice, please give me something." They said, and it was really nice and like super polite Fulbright way, but it was something like that. Yeah, of course you have choice. You can go to Kalamazoo or stay in Ukraine. Yeah, okay, yeah, I got it. I'm moving to Kalamazoo. So for a jazz musician, Kalamazoo is probably Kalamazoo is the only thing that I heard about Kalamazoo was a song, A B C D E F G. I got a girl in Kalamazoo, and a really old swing tune. That's all the information I had before Fulbright. So I was a little bit, it's a small town. I need more musicians. I need more, and when I came here, actually, I was really surprised that this city is incredible, like a lot of incredible musicians. Also, Kalamazoo is right between Chicago and Detroit, so it means that you have connections with both of those cities, and many guys from those cities do their masters or bachelors, or they teach or assist in Kalamazoo. Just had one of the best jazz programs in the state, so. Yeah, it not even met my expectations. I didn't even expect that it will be so wonderful. What have you?
I had no expectations. I don't know why. I was just, flying with my eyes closed, and I'm going to Yakiv.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what this place looks like or something, but of course I knew some things. I knew that this is a hard situation with the transport, the hard situations with buses, and you cannot really walk from your home to a store or to university. You have to have car, or you have to be prepared to catch this bus once in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and that's basically all. Yeah.
If buses would be more like, if the public transportation system would be more developed here, I think I would just I would not even buy the car, or maybe I would buy it, but I would not drive it. It's just
Yeah.
But yeah, since most people everyone has a car, and that's the cultural shock for me.
Marianna, what was cultural shock for you when you came here?
My good cultural shock was about nice people, and everyone are so happy to see you, and they ask, how are you doing? For first time I was annoyed by that question, because why are you asking how am I? I'm in different country, I'm struggling with the language, I'm struggling with the everything, and but I learned from that this is nice thing to have this small talk, and this is to have this just connection, and yeah. But on the other hand, I had not really a good cultural shock about portions in restaurants, because I didn't know, but I noticed that I have this reflex to eat everything on my plate.
Oh,
and this is so hard when you eat and you can feel that you're full, you don't need more food, and you have still half of the portion. And here in the US, this is common thing to ask for doggy bag, and you can take this food with you to your home. But in Ukraine, we don't have a lot of these opportunities.
Yeah, it would look weird if you ask for a box for the leftovers.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, I paid for this food. Probably I need to finish it, because it's not like a little bit of that and salad. I have half of the portion. It's just.
It's
strange.
here and fresh, and you probably enjoyed the first half. So yeah. It's kind of a pressure that's like.
Yeah.
I see. And you guys are going back home soon. Do you think that you will have reverse cultural shock? Because you spent here like 2 years, almost 2 years, and you probably didn't go home much. So what are your expectations about coming back?
I think it's a really interesting question. So I believe that I will not have a culture shock. First of all, because I'm constantly thinking about the realities of Ukrainian life and being a jazz musician in Ukraine, and I'm always in touch with musicians who still work at my conservatory, and they tell me all the things that are happening there, and it keeps me honest with myself, and I think I know what I'm waiting for. I have some kind of expectations of based on real things, but on the other hand, I have a lot of nostalgia about my home, and probably maybe something will happen. Some cultural shock will be present.
I feel also like since you will be busy there once you get there, so probably it will be like less noticeable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just feels like when you come home, it's like, okay, what should I do with my life now? That's different. You know what you will be doing.
Yeah, I will. Record I will fix this response a couple of months later. I will just tell about
update in the comments to the video.
Yeah. We really missed our home and our parents, and I think, of course, some things are different in our country, but I missed all my stuff. I missed my home, I missed my room, I missed my bed, and I don't think I will be mad when I will come and just see that everything is different. But one of my friends, she is part of, she works at His House Christian Community, and she teaches me English. I have 2 lessons in a week. So she came with some questions for me, and she said that her friend created this list of questions for foreign students who came and who are going to back home. And these questions help you to think through situation that you can face with, and help you to think before it happened about a lot of things. And
Get yourself prepared.
Yeah, she really helped me about some house things, about work issues, about just life difficulties, and I think it really helpful for me.
Is it possible for you to share it at least?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
of course.
well, I'll appreciate if
Yeah.
we can share it with other people. It can be useful for others. I see. And, well, you're Fulbrighter, as we call half-brighter here in Kalamazoo, so all the like Fulbright community, spouses, children, best friends become half-brighters. And what being Fulbrighter means for you? What opportunities or challenges that brought to your life? And
I think if everyone in this world would have a Fulbright experience, we would not have wars anymore.
Aww.
You know, I truly believe so.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I learned here, the first thing that I learned when I came to the United States, started talking with Americans, with U.S. citizens, and with other Fulbrighters, is that people are pretty much the same. You know, people usually all the differences that we think about, and some media and some some bad people in this world try to like exaggerate these differences. Like, we are different there than some says about it's about race, it's about gender, sometimes it's about religion. We are different, but it's not, the differences are not that big. People are are hanged with that people. We have many we share many friends, right? We have a Muslim friend who is just I don't know. All the stereotypes are just destroyed after this 2 years of Fulbright experience, and you actually can understand that world needs conversations, and actually understanding that you're a part of this big family, and it doesn't matter what is your skin color or country of origin.
Yeah, I think Fulbright helps you to be more open-minded. I don't know, to look at world like we are brothers and sisters, all of us, and it really helps you to find some new things that you can do, and to help you to do these things, because sometimes you can think, okay, this is not my thing. I cannot do this. I cannot go and and teach on English, or I cannot go and dance or something. And
Yeah.
we have this.
you can do everything if you're a Fulbrighter.
Yes, that's right. This is a really good expression.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, why I mentioned, I guess why we started talking about dancing and everything is like the first experience I think that Marianna had in Kalamazoo was preparing for international festival as a part of Fulbright student organization, and like basically there was like your first or second week in Kalamazoo. It's like, come over with us, like you will dance for Fulbright organization, and Marianna did, and she taught others like how to count, how to listen to the music. And that was very impressive. And we really appreciated your help.
Thank you.
And what other I know that you had other experiences also with community, with Christian community, with Fulbright. Tell us more how you got engaged with all of those like extracurricular activities besides your profession that you're doing here.
I was really surprised when I met a lot of people that used to live in Ukraine, or have some relatives in Ukraine, or dream to go to Ukraine. So it really helped me, because all of people here are open to you, and they would really be happy to help you with something. So this is how I met one of my friends, Shannon. She is Christian. She works with a Christian community on campus, and they have a lot of activities for international students. They would take us to the trips on a Michigan Lake, We went to volunteer for organization that have boxes with food for poor people, and we went last week. We went to a huge park, and we were just walking and enjoying the nature. This is really fun because here you will not be bored. You will find something, and yeah.
It's cool that there are a lot of opportunities like that, and you had a chance to engage with Kalamazoo community, with Christian community, and I think that opens a lot of opportunities and, as you said, things that you never knew that you can do or something like that. Please tell our subscribers about your home country. Why would someone want to go to Ukraine?
So, Ukraine is a Eastern European country, and I will tell right away because that's the weird question we usually face when we talk about our country. It's not Russia. Ukrainian is a language of Ukrainian people. We speak Ukrainian, but we know and speak Russian too. But Ukrainian language is Ukrainian. Sorry,
and it's not a dialect of Russian language.
And it's not a dialect. Yeah, right. Ukraine is a wonderful country. Despite all the issues, each country has some issues. The United States have a lot of things too. A lot of little.
Do not be proud about it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's truly a great country. The same is probably about Ukraine. Despite it's first of all, I think it would be cool for people to see how all this post-Soviet buildings and all that infrastructures of old post-Soviet totalitarian kind of regime now is. I don't know. It has some new life now. It looks a little bit different. So you can see how, the cities update the landscapes. It just looks new, and I think you can just experience this spirit of the past that is present almost everywhere. But at the same time, you can see how new Ukraine looks like, and I know that probably now is the best period because Ukraine is updates and refreshes itself now. It's so active, and probably Ukraine is a country of really soulful people. That's what I heard from American musicians who visited Ukraine. They say that it's about being soulful. It's about hospitality. It's about nice people, and you make friends instantly without trying to know each other closer. Just people just I don't know. They're really trustful. I don't know. Probably that's
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Probably that's what I wanted to say.
I also love Ukraine, and this is beautiful country. This is largest country in Europe, and I would really recommend to go to western part. It has really beautiful cities, really nice people, and I would recommend to go to central part because this is city where we were working and studying. This is Dnipro. And this is really beautiful city, and we have longest river side in Europe.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. So you could just go walk and enjoy view and a lot of good food.
Of course. What are the 5 places that you would recommend to go besides Western Ukraine 1, then Dnipro 2, 3 more?
Yeah. So just to add some details, a nice thing about Western Ukraine is it has a lot of old European architecture. So that's the European, as we say, European part of Ukraine, because it has more of that, brick roads, that old old buildings. It's just wonderful, and
It's
probably
more similar to Poland and other neighboring countries.
And one of the things that I would recommend for example, for jazz listeners, and personally as a jazz musician, I would recommend to visit Ukrainian jazz festival. It's Leopolis Jazz Festival. It was called Alpha Jazz, probably before it's the first year they just changed the name. And it's one of the best jazz festivals ever. I've been on many jazz festivals here in U.S. And I think the level of organization and the level of this jazz atmosphere, I like it even more than Detroit Jazz Fest. To be honest, Detroit Jazz Fest is incredible, but it will not. It's just different kind of vibe. I would say.
Is it annual?
It's
the same once every year.
Yeah, it's. I think it's end of July. Usually, it's end of July. End of June each year. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you need to visit Odessa. Odessa is probably one of the most beautiful cities, in my opinion.
That's closer to my area.
Yeah,
I vote for that too. Yeah.
It's the city where we got married.
Oh right,
Oh.
yeah, we got married in Odessa. Yeah, it's it's Black Sea, and also it has a lot of that old architecture. This just like the streets look really authentic, and it's not similar to European architecture. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit different. But it's different than Soviet architecture either. So I would recommend Odessa, as a city to visit. Also probably Kyiv. Kyiv is
It's a capital.
Yeah, is a capital. A lot of life there. A lot of cultural life, festivals. They have some nicest museums of modern art and some
art exhibitions and a lot of things.
Yeah, probably Kyiv is also one of the places to visit. And visit Dnipro because it's our home city. And
you already know 2 Fulbrighters from there.
Text us.
Yeah, and just
we will
hit
get
us
you
up.
experience.
Yeah, we will make you a nice little tour, with all these sites of the city. Yeah, probably
That's
those are
cool.
the five. It was 5? Was it 5?
Yeah, it's Kyiv, it was 5.
Yeah. Nice.
I would recommend to go first of all to Ukrainian Karpaty mountains.
Oh, right.
Because this is beautiful part of Ukraine, and I haven't been there, but I have this dream too.
I've been
go.
there. It was wonderful. Go there for sure.
I've been there in winter and once in summer, like for half of the day. And I would also say, like, you need to go there in winter and in summer. That's 2 completely different experiences.
Yeah.
And
And
beautiful.
also we have a lot of castles, Ukrainian castles in Ukraine that are 300, 400 years old and even more. And for example, I went to Uzhgorod Castle. It's closest city. Uzhgorod is closest city to western border. Yeah. And I went to Mukachevo Castle. It's also really beautiful, huge, and really impressive.
Yeah, and there are a lot of other castles, and
Yes.
probably mostly in the western part of Ukraine, but they're just gorgeous. And you can make a little tour. Not even, I think it will be a pretty good tour. From castle to castle. Probably we should do that. Yeah.
Here you go. We have an idea for your first trip in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for these tips. And one more question is about food. So, what is the most traditional meal that you would recommend to foreigners to try?
Okay. 3, 4. Borscht. No, come on.
I was thinking about Deruni.
Borscht is more authentic in my opinion. Deruni are also really traditional thing for Ukraine, but it was really fun to discover that Deruni also exist in German culture, and they don't call those Deruni probably, but yeah, and they serve it in similar way. So probably borscht is more unique for you, Ukrainian
it's totally
borscht
Ukrainian
is
thing.
really authentic thing.
So tell us more. What exactly is in borscht?
I would describe it like it's a red soup with cabbage, with beets, with potato,
Tomato.
with tomato,
That's why it's red.
and yeah, that's why it's red. And every woman or man who cooks it would add some little things, some flavors in it. So my mom would add sweet pepper. Sweet pepper.
Paper.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
always
my paper is about. Yeah, sweet paper.
Sweet pepper and cutted garlic.
Yeah.
Great.
Also, you can add beans. You can make it without meat. Depends on your.
Yeah, we have kind of a borscht test in Ukraine, right? We like before marrying someone, you need to try someone's borscht. It's like, you know, tell me what borscht you cook. Like, let me try your borscht, and I will tell you who you are. you got it in advance. I just trusted you. But her borscht is wonderful. So.
I made a really good soup for you. So.
Oh yeah, that was a good soup. I admit that.
That's an interesting story. Okay. You
That's
passed
why I
the
came
soup
here.
test.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And have you ever shared that with other the soup with other international students or locals? Have you ever made it here, and what did they think? Was it too weird, too unique, or did they like it?
Yeah, we invite.
We had like once, right? We invited our friend, guitar player, right?
Yeah.
We had like one dinner, and he tried borscht. He liked it a lot.
Yeah, we're actually planning a borscht party.
Yeah, we'll have a
for
borscht
our
party
friends.
really soon.
Yeah, because
pre-departure.
we are sure they need to have this experience.
Yeah. And,
Part of cultural exchange as
Yes.
a Fulbrighter.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yay.
Okay, thank you guys for all of this amazing talk and information and tour guide and everything. I really appreciate your coming today. Thank you so much again. And if you have any questions to me or to Yakiv or Marianna, you're welcome to post them in comments below, or I will attach your Facebook, Instagram, so you can contact them directly. So if you like this video, please let us know by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel to do not miss the next videos. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next videos on my channel.